Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real because edutainment explains it. And today I am going to be talking about something I saw on Reddit the other day. Not that everybody looks at Reddit, but sometimes Reddit, every now and then someone will pose an interesting question. And I thought I would delve off into it and have it reach its logical conclusion. And the question was, what if Kal-El were raised on a Viltrumite colony? Very interesting question. We're going to dive into it, and I'll explain all the particulars about it. And then I'll just tell you what I think, and we'll wrap this puppy up with a nice, neat bow. But before we do that, let's get the legalese out of the way. Yep. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother Sheldon, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Because edutainment is what I do. And let's get to doing that, shall we? Okay. Now, unless you've been under a rock all your life, Kal-El is the Kryptonian name for Superman. That baby right there. Okay. That narrowly escapes the destruction of his planet, only to crash land on Earth and be found by these people. Yep, Jonathan and Martha Kent raised him with Midwestern sensibilities. And so he went on to become the symbol of truth, justice, and the American way that we know as Superman. I'm not going to do that whole song. But, everybody loves Christopher Reeve, Superman. But let's just say Kal-El crash landed on a planet that's run by these guys. Who are these guys? They are Viltrumites. What are Viltrumites? Viltrumites are a race of planetary conquerors from the planet Viltrum. That sounds a lot like Filtrum. Look up Filtrum. That's the space underneath your nose, between your lip and your nose. That's the Filtrum. Viltrumites? Nah, Viltrumites. Anyway, their history basically was they had this emperor named Argal, and he was killed by this cat named Thaddeus, who was rebelling against the conquest way of life. The Viltrumites then got into a civil war, and they decided they were going to kill off all of the weak people on their planet. Thaddeus went on to found a coalition of planets, and the Viltrumite Empire turned their attention to we gonna conquer shit. And that's basically what they did. And unfortunately, a lot of Viltrumites got wiped out by a plague called the Scourge virus. That's interesting right there. We'll get back to that in a second. But ultimately, it was only about 50 Viltrumites left total until this really, 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 really crazy dude by the name of Thrag. That's a younger version of Thrag. He repopulated the Viltrumite Empire with his kids. Thanks for the image, Phil Cho. Now, if we took Kal-El, Clark Kent, and raised him on the planet Viltrum without the benefit of the Midwestern sensibilities and, moral fiber, he becomes somebody who would roast you with that heat vision. He becomes somebody, let's just be perfectly honest, who is a wee bit more powerful than Viltrumites. While Viltrumites have a really swell power set that is extremely similar to a Kryptonian. You got superhuman strength, you got superhuman speed and stamina, superhuman endurance, flight, interstellar travel, enhanced lung capacity. They can hold their breath for 2 weeks. That's a Viltrumite. They are invulnerable. However, though, their skin can be pierced by someone who is of a Viltrumite's level of strength. So, in other words, if I had a knife in my hand and I was strong as Superman, I could literally gut a Viltrumite. However, though, Viltrumites have an out of this world healing factor. Thrag once got his intestines ripped out in a fight, and he healed from that. He regenerated from that. So they can regenerate internal organs as well as external shit. So yeah, Viltrumites, while powerful, I don't think they are quite as powerful as Kryptonians. They have dominant genes. So no matter who Viltrumites mate with, their genes are dominant. So if Kal-El made it with a Viltrumite, they would probably have a weaker baby than he, because Kal-El obviously is a bit stronger than your average Viltrumite. I would say they probably might have Kal-El on the healing factor, but that's it. Then on top of that, Kal-El's weakness is to kryptonite. What are Viltrumites' weakness? Viltrumites, if they have their equilibrium disturbed sonically, they can be hurt, and in some cases, killed. This guy, what's his name? Anyway, the Space Racer is his name. I don't have a picture off top, but yeah, I do. I do have a Space Racer picture. I have a Space Racer picture, and I am going to show it to y'all, because that guy, the Space Racer, I guess you could probably call him sort of a Lobo knockoff. I guess that's the best way to describe it. That Space Racer. That three-eyed monkey foot fella is the Space Racer. But I'm not so much concerned about the Space Racer as I am what he's carrying. The Space Racer carries a gun that is powerful enough to injure and kill Viltrumites. The only person I know of that was able to do that to Superman was Bloodsport. And that's because he had kryptonite-based weapons. The Viltrumites have no knowledge of Superman's weaknesses, so he probably run the table with Viltrumites. We always laugh and we joke about Omni-Man and Superman potentially getting into a fight. But come on, y'all, let's be realistic. If Superman and Omni-Man got into a fight, that would most likely be the result. I know there's some Omni-Man fans out there, but let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? What is it that Omni-Man can do that Superman can't? Besides having years of battle experience, would that be enough to best Superman? Superman has fought Thor and beat him. That's canon. Thor has thousands of years of experience on Superman. So is that a factor? I don't know. I really don't know. And then my thing is, could Superman be successfully mated with? I don't think Anissa would have done him like she did Mark Grayson, but could he be mated with? And since Viltrumites respect power, how powerful would their offspring have to be? If they had kryptonite and Viltrumite DNA in them and they're under a yellow sun, Superman's offspring should be virtually unstoppable, at least by Viltrumites anyway. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think that if Kal-El was raised Viltrumite, he'd become a conqueror? Or would at some point the writers do some kind of thing where it's like something inside of him says, this is not right. This is not right. Because let's be honest, Kryptonians are conquerors, not as vicious and bloodthirsty, but they definitely had colonies. And I know they didn't just make colonies out of places that was like, hey, sure, come on, Krypton, come be we'll be your colony. No, I don't think they were as bloodthirsty as Viltrumites or even like Saiyans. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that Kal-El being raised by Viltrumites will be any different. I mean, I think he would be a product of his environment. Okay, pretty much. I'm mad certain that Superman would probably be the most vicious, bloodthirsty Viltrumite regent that there ever was. Period. Point blank. So if you put Kal-El in this group of people, he's conquering anything he goes to. Period. Point blank. Ain't nobody stopping Kal-El, you know? So do y'all agree? Do y'all disagree? Do you think, that if he showed weakness that Viltrumites could take him down? I'm supposed maybe enough of them could, but a one-on-one fight, I don't think any Viltrumite is taking Kal-El down one-on-one, especially if the Viltrumites teach him how to fight the way they fight. What do y'all think? Do you think he would be Viltrumite Regent Supreme or dead Kryptonian? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It's up in the air. But look here. It was just the thought I was thinking, and now I'm done thinking it. Y'all can share in the comments what y'all think too. That's it for now, but fret not. I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.